Hey, the YouTube. Good Wednesday morning. Yesterday I listed $3,660, 9 items. Today has to be a little bit different. As the last day of the contest, we gotta get some coffee and list some cameras. I think I have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 pieces in my office. And then after that, I'm gonna have to go downstairs, get some Nikon accessories, and get it finished out. I have to coordinate with dealer. I know he's going to put a little bit of a number up there. And I guess we'll see how we go. Let's get into the vlog for today. Okay, 98 photos taken and in Lightroom. Getting those edited up. And actually I have a new preset type thing. I decided to actually set this up for once. I just have it in 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. Have to guess which one is which. I have my standard preset, which is everything minus the deletion of the green and aqua channels. Stereo minus aqua, stereo minus green, and stereo minus green plus aqua. All of these also have a clarity plus 10, but if I just want to add the clarity plus 10, I guess I also have that. I probably just delete that one. I probably don't need it. Clarity plus 10 is not enough for it to going to affect anything, but it is enough to give it just that little bit more contrast with the preset how I have it. But anyway, the reason I have minus green and minus aqua instead of minus both is when I have something like this, where obviously there's green in the photo, so if you go minus green plus aqua, I'll completely mute that. Let me undo that. And then if you do just minus aqua, it still gets rid of some of the green cast, but actually preserves that green right there. And then of course it goes vice versa if you just need to get rid of the green channel. So anyway, I guess that's the new thinking, the new thing. Just about done editing these. I'll show them to you when they're done. And for everybody who doesn't know why I remove the green / aqua channels most of the time, is for the most part, for some reason, cameras like to actually put a green cast on black. Stuff like that right there. As you can see, there's a bit of a green cast on there. And if I click the minus green plus aqua, that is now gone. Now it's actually black, which is what you want in those type of photos. Adds a little bit of contrast. Makes it look a lot cleaner in my opinion, and that's why I'll remove that. I'll see if I can find some more dramatic examples, but here's another one. I click the green plus aqua. There you go. Now it's a lot more black and a lot less green. And of course, here's where we're running into some issues with the green preset with lenses, is when you actually have both green and also aqua kind of bokeh in the lens right there. If you apply the green plus aqua, obviously I'll get rid of that. It'll make it all nice and black and white looking, but then your bokeh here is just all kinds of not green and aqua. So I like to preserve that, just leave it as it is. Has a bit of a green cast, but that's fine. All the photos are done. Let's take a quick look through them here, and then we'll get along with the listing process. As you can see, we have our Ricoh camera here, and then we can move on to the Canon lens hood, GoPro Hero 2, Nikon lens, top core lens, Nikon lens, another, that's top core, yep, I was gonna say, Kaltar lens, and then some enlarging lenses, Minolta, Nikon, 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 Nikon is what all these enlarging lenses are. I think I have one more thing, nope, yep, the Schneider thing after that, and there we go. Let's get them up and listed. Send right at 11:15 a.m. Took me about 35 minutes to get all this picture edited. Pretty good. Okay, got the timer going. 7 minutes, 17 seconds remaining, and still counting down. Ricoh FF3 AF portrait camera listed up. Okay, so this kind of interesting phenomenon I was describing yesterday, I believe, where every one of these lenses, except for this one here, which is just the front element, I have no idea why they're asking that much. But anyway, from Japan, from Japan, from Japan, from Japan, from Japan, from Japan. Very interesting. Lots and lots of these come out of Japan, and very few out of the United States. It's been a major deal in the camera thing. Hong Kong and Japan over the last few years, even as many as 5, have been dominating everything. Like, they just literally, they're the main source, and they list all the stuff as far as camera stuff goes. If we're scrolling down here, as you can see, so far I would say a single US one, all Japan. There's one right there from somebody in the United States. But anyway, gonna list this one up at $540. Should sell pretty well. Mint condition, Nikon large format lens thing. Run the timer again on these other ones here, but so far I've been averaging like 3 or something minutes a listing. Got this Hero 2 listed, got 2 Canon lenses listed, and now the Nikon lens. Let's get a few more listed here before lunch. And just to prove my point here on the Japan lens thing, is literally everywhere. Here's the complete listings on this lens I'm looking up. It's just Japan, 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 Japan. See if I can get a US one in here. So far pretty scarce, pretty hard to find. There's one right there. There we go. But other than that, it's all Japan. At the top here, we had one from Taiwan too. Interesting. I have to say it is a little bit easier to look up these, I don't know what you call it, large format lenses than it would be for like the old brass lenses, just because those have even less examples listed. But this one here is one of the first ones I found that seems to have some real scarcity to it. There's one sold for $190 plus shipping from Japan, and one listed $275 plus shipping from Japan. Probably gonna list mine at like $389.99 or $390. Yeah, probably like $400, right around there. $399.99. Scarcity. Should be a good one. Mint condition too. Always like the large image circle of these lenses. As you can see, I'm now projecting those lights right above my desk, right onto my table through this lens. It's kind of cool. Close it up there. Anything bright enough, it'll project right through there. Focus in on it even, maybe, if you do it right. Yeah, kinda like that. Pretty cool. Okay, after lunch, I'll show you that stuff I listed here in just a minute. I believe that added up to like $2,800, $3,000, somewhere in there total. 14 items or something like that. Anyway, here is the pile of stuff we brought home. Have some totes, have some good boxes stuck back in there somewhere. And actually, nope, here they are right here. As you can see, this has the big L on it, meaning Leica. And I don't know if you've seen the downstairs here recently. There's what's going on with all that. So anyway, let's try and pull the tote out here and see what we have, what I'm looking for next. I'll look around a little bit, but I think the best way to go about this is going to be to pick and choose some items out of these totes here. I have this one right here that has some good stuff in it. And then I know I have a couple over here that I've been looking for, so I'll go and find those and pick a couple out of that and get a tote made up. Get it up there and get it going. Wow, the stuff in this tote is insane. I knew when I bought it that it was, and now the more I look at it, the more crazy it gets. We have a Topcon Auto Winder, brand new old stock in the box. Unfortunately, as usual, has a little bit of deterioration on the hand grip, but I mean, what can you do about that? I looked at the contacts here, I looked at the top plate. Just to focus, maybe that'll help. This thing is brand new and never even used in there. It has the original bottom plate and everything else. Going to box that right back up, and that is going to be a super score. First of all, a very rare accessory. Secondly, new old stock. How can you beat that? That's going to be going for, I'll probably list up at $300, maybe $350. We'll see. I mean, it's just next level rarity and crazy finds right there. Had very consistent luck on getting top dollar for Topcon rare stuff. And this has got to be one of the coolest pieces we found in a while. I believe that goes on that direction. If I remember, nope, never mind. Gotta get the styrofoam back on the right, so we can put it back in the box. Be very careful with that. Look at that instruction manual at the bottom of the box. Mint condition, probably not even ever read. For the amount of Topcon stuff, accessories, cameras, lenses that we've dealt in the past, I actually don't know like a significant amount about their history. I just know they're a camera company that was founded as the Tokyo Optical Company or something like that in the probably the teens, 20s, 30s, somewhere right in there. We've got some of the early cameras, the Topcon Minion, some folding cameras and that kind of thing. Pretty rare. They only sold them in Japan. And then later on, they went on to make some pretty high-end camera systems. Not quite like Elpa high-end, Leica high-end, but basically, I would relate them to be the Leica of SLR cameras. They made some exact amount cameras that were just super high in construction, build quality, optical quality, all that kind of stuff. They sold some to the US military. We've got some like that. We've got a lens that says US Navy on it. That's really neat. And basically they have a reputation for being extremely solid, extremely nice cameras. Some of their stuff commands a crazy premium. Of course, Topcon went on to make the Horseman series of large format cameras. They also made an SLR camera that doesn't go for quite as much as the Topcon Uni, which I believe was like a attempt at budget or lower end camera. Still pretty solid, but doesn't go for quite as much. And just in general, Topcon accessories, Topcon stuff, somehow we run across it, and every single time I am never disappointed with it. Is that double negative? I don't know, whatever. We also have the Topcon double rail bellows right here. This one is also in mint condition, but not new old stock, I do not believe. Yeah, definitely not new old stock, but in pretty nice shape. You can see Topcon right there. And here's the big score off that right there. This was on the bellows. This is a rare Topcon lens. And also, there shows its rarity. This is number 58, if I had to guess, ever made. I don't know exactly how their serial number system works here, but this is either number 58, number 48, or number 158. Either way, Very uncommon, very rare lens. I have to look at some other examples of this and see what their serial numbers are to compare a little bit and possibly find information online. But the reason I do this lens was on here, I found this case right here, and man, that got me super excited. First of all, it's marked faintly there, 58mm macro. Before I saw that, I looked inside the case just to see if we could sell the case alone, and I saw that. I was like, ooh, that's either for a rare accessory, or you know what? It has that thin thing at the bottom and the thing on the side. That must be either a fisheye or a very specialty lens, which is exactly what this is. Not a fisheye, it's a macro lens, very specialty, with the protruding rear end right there. But anyway, that goes on the bellows. It's a specialty lens. That one there is probably worth around $400 if it's actually in real nice shape, like I think it is. With the case, everything else, there's one listed at like 6, say it's super rare. There's one listed for 4. That's not very well described in Japan. I think we can get right around that mark for it. This is a really cool lens. Super great find. I know we paid no more than like 75 bucks for the bellows with the lens. And I don't even know what we paid for some of this other stuff here. So we did pay up for all this stuff, as usual. But the reward is definitely worth the risk/price. And we buy this stuff almost sight unseen. So every time I find this guy's stuff, it is a super score. Super exciting. So anyway, that is one of a bunch of pieces here I still have yet to look through. Let's look through those and find some more rarities. This here is really cool. I'm going to have to look into this. I'm not sure if this is just like a Hasselblad loyalty thing, or what I hope it is and what I assume it is, an actual Hasselblad employee/dealer perk, incentive, reward, something like that. See if I can get out of here carefully. We did also pay up for this thing here. I think we paid $25, which actually isn't much of a pay up, but dealer negotiate on that. This is a Hasselblad branded keychain. Look at that right there. Hasselblad 203 FE, so that's actually a pretty new one. That is going to be really cool. I can't wait to see what that goes for. Super nice quality, brass, and it's in a Hasselblad case. I'm hoping that's a dealer incentive, and either way, very, very cool. I couldn't believe that would be worth less than $100, which for a keychain is quite crazy. So the hardest part of this incentive is obviously the $10,000. I believe we're at about 8 now, which is actually really, really good. So that's not going to be a problem to hit that. But I do have to get the 2,000 or so listed out of this. So those are the heavy-hitted pieces. The bellows, this, the motor drive. We have a really cool Kodak Retina case under there. I've dealt with, I'd have to say, all but maybe 4 of the Kodak Retina accessories that were ever made, because we've had 3 solid lots of some of the rarest Kodak Retina stuff. I have never seen one of these. There's only one listed for 75, and I can't find mention of it online. This was new old stock in there. It's a really cool filter holder. I'm not going to pull it out one-handed right now, but once I list it, once I picture it, I'll probably show that. So this is a really rare accessory, probably 50 or so, whatever, but pretty cool. And then this stuff is the filler stuff. I'm assuming these are actually still going to be pretty good. As you can see, they're kind of marked here. These ones are marked $20 each, mint, so I'm assuming we can get at least 20, if not more, for those. I don't even know what they are. Battery magazines for a battery grip of some sort, but those are kind of the filler items, so we can make the number as well as the number. So anyway, gotta look through a few more of these. We have some other Topcon accessories in here, and these are just as good as gold. Probably worth just as much weight-wise, if you actually add up too. This is a Topcon accessory shoe. Haven't looked inside there yet. It is in there. It might be new old stock. We'll have to see. There's a viewfinder illuminator in there that I've never seen one of those before. That could also have potential to be really, really good. We have a full Minox sub-miniature camera setup in there, which I probably will take out, but I probably won't be listing today. That's kind of a more complicated undertaking. And just all in all, proof is going to be in the pudding. Let's look some of this stuff up, and it's going to be insane. I have to say it like that because it's crazy. Okay. We also have some nice Nikon filters here. Those are always good. Either new old stock or mint in the box. And then, of course, we have some focusing screens here. These are also always good. If this is actually a BD-Intense screen, that's probably 300 bucks. It's probably not a BD-Intense screen. They usually swap those. But either way, stock focusing screens are always good as well. Okay, well, let's look through the rest of this and see what else we have. Definitely more items that I need to complete the goal, but it's going to be fun to look through them. Okay, well, these are really good visual cameras, and a lot of people will pay up for these, and a lot of people market them too high, so we don't actually end up picking up a lot of them. I think we've had probably 5 within the last year or so, even though they made a ton of them. This is a Minox Model B sub-miniature type spy camera, or whatever you want to call it. The early models, the actual World War II spy cameras and all that, go for pretty good money. This one is post-war, probably 1950s if I had to guess, maybe a little bit later. You can check down the serial number. So when I list that, I can show you. Let's see what type of lens it has here. If it's a Complan, I know it's a little bit earlier. Let's see if I get to focus. It is Complan. I can't get to focus correctly. But anyway, there it is. Minox camera. I'm sure people like to see those. They do tend to be kind of like the folding cameras or whatever. They don't go for quite as much as you'd think, but they are very cool to look at, and they work very well. There is your yardstick measuring thing, and that will actually help you focus. This camera, we have the original case, as well as a bunch of random accessories and other things for this. As you can see, we have, I think, pictures taken with a Minox or something like that. We have, it must be a copy stand or something in here. I don't know, it's heavy, whatever it is. Slide holders, the original box for the camera, I don't know exactly. So I'll get into that later. Actually, no, there's a little tripod here, so probably a copy stand. So, I don't know, lots of Minox stuff. Cool Minox camera. One of only a few that we actually get in that are pretty good. We did pick up an actual authentic World War II one the other day, and I believe we ended up selling that one for $350. These standard models like this go for between like 60 and 120, 130, 140. It depends on the model, but not super exceptionally great. Still very, very cool. And it's a Minox. And here is staring down at a pile of gold. Oh man, look at those lenses. 2468. Very high-end old rangefinder lenses. These are unfortunately not going to be the most desirable thing in the world, but still, Tele-Tenar by Tanaka. That one has some coating flaws from fungus, and a couple of these have some other optical issues. But we rarely get these. These are, I don't know, Nikon S-mount lenses, I believe. It's hard to distinguish between the S-mount and the Contax mount. But either way, 1950s, off-brand lenses, very, very decent. Might be some other ones in there. I actually haven't looked through these barely at all, except I spotted two that were the Tanaka Tenar lenses. There are none of those that are bad. They're all over $100, and there are 8 of them. So those should be really cool to go through. Paid very little for those relative to what they'll go for. And of course, these are just the type of accessories I love to get here. These Topcon accessories, Topcon Incident Light Receptor. This big crazy dome thing that screws on the top of some sort of light meter. And I don't remember, I thought we had one of these before and it sold for like 50, real quick. Very hard to find, not crazy desirable, but just real oddball Topcon stuff. My camera's having trouble focusing on it too. And here's the craziest part. You know what this is for? This is actually a light meter adapter for your built-in light meter. Most of the time you'd have one of these on your external light meter. This one utilizes the built-in light meter. This is not the right lens for this. But basically it'll go over, get to focus there. It'll slide over your filter thread right there. It should fit on a normal lens. And then you could use your camera as a light meter for flash photography. That is the wackiest thing ever. Just the craziest thing. I've never seen another one like it. Topcon was quite innovative at its time. I believe all this stuff was made in the 50s and 60s, so it was all real early in the game. And anything went. If this was a good innovation, or at least they thought it was, they'd release it to the market, and now we have one here. Very, very neat. I'm just going to say it now. Anything Topcon branded that's a sort of ring or whatever, 50 bucks and up. There it is. Topcon 62mm macro reversing ring. Never seen one. And 50 bucks and up. Bessler Topcon filter in the original case with the cool topper on it. Never seen one. Probably 25, 30 bucks. Topcon focusing screen. We have a couple of those in there. Deteriorated foam in the back as usual. Anywhere from 25 in poor condition to around 100 if it's the right type of screen and mint shape. This one's probably going to fall in the 35 to 40 range. We'll see. Another Bessler Topcon filter. The reason I'm going through all these is because this is exciting stuff for me. This is the kind of stuff I really want to list all the time. This stuff is awesome. Super rare, stuff I've never seen after being through tons and tons and tons of Topcore stuff. And just really, really cool stuff. Let me take this out of the box quick. Oh yeah, I forgot. We actually have had one of these before. This is the Topcon official accessory shoe in the original box. Not new old stock, I don't think. There's some scratch marks on the little flash post right there. I'll look at it a little bit closer. But I think we sold our last one for at least 50 bucks, if not more. And also warned anybody who's thinking, Topcon, buy all the Topcon. Topcon made a wide range of things. Like I said, they made the Topcon UD, which those cameras are worth practically nothing. It's true. So I was really hoping that, like the bellows here, And the motor drive were for the RE system, which is the one I'm looking for, the exact amount stuff, the expensive stuff, the nice stuff. And it was, so I got lucky. But there it is, another Topcon focusing screen. Probably 30 bucks on that one, if it's as marked. Not sure though. This is that type of wacko adapter you're gonna have to look up to identify. This is a Nikon FSA-1, FSA-3, and FSA-2 multi-ring setup thing. I don't know what it's for. Copying adapter, microscope, telescope, something like that. That is what makes Nikon pretty nice, is you can look up the numbers and you can identify stuff pretty easily. Again, look up the number, Nikon CA2, and this is some sort of oddball, what looks to be light meter, filter holders, or filters in a holder. I've never actually seen these before, so I'm going to take those out and take a look at them. They might even be new old stock. They're in the shrink or whatever, in the plastic. Could just be back in there. Who knows? Look pretty good, regardless. Anywhere between $8 and possibly $100. You just never know. And this here is something very cool and definitely something that somebody would want in their collection. This is an Auto Vivitar T4 camera adapter. Definitely a piece of history as well. Topcon Super D RE Series Auto Vivitar mount. Vivitar T4 was the second attempt. Sigma made one before them, but the second attempt at a universal camera mount. Eventually they settled on this T/T2 screw mount. The T4 was one of the first actual separate systems that was tried out. It was fairly successful. They had some real good lenses and all that. It actually was upgraded with the TX mount later on, which is used by both Soligor and Vivitar. But regardless, new old stock Topcon camera adapter, very cool. I don't know what it's worth, 50 bucks, but it's really cool from a historic point of view. Okay, next up, Topcon automatic extension tube, and guess what? It's another 50 bucks plus. That's what I like about that type of stuff. Easy to identify and should be worth some money. Anything boxed Topcon is gold, at least if it's the right stuff. Here it is, the Topcon meter light. I gotta get that out of there. That is really cool. Nice if my camera would like to focus on it. Original price $18 in 1960 or so. Topcon meter light, that is really cool. The little strip around the outside. Tokyo Optical Company, made in Japan. See if I can open this one-handed. I'm not going to take it all the way out of the box. Let me just set my camera right here and open that up. As you can see, it has a battery down in there. Not sure it's brand new, but it's in this little case. And in the original wrap right there is just a little meter light that goes on top of your Topcon. I have no clue what this is worth. Never seen one before. And if I had to guess, it is easily over $100. Maybe as much as $150 to $200. I've looked that up. Maybe a little bit mistaken, but worst case, probably 100 bucks, which is not really a worst case. Mint in the box, if not brand new. And you know what I was saying before, this is the second one, there's the first one, this is another 50 bucks plus. And there we go, I didn't even notice, we have a second Topcon bellows. Unfortunately no lens on that one, but those are like $75 to $100 used all day long. Used Topcon versus new old stock / accessories for Topcon are a whole different deal. So that one's about 100 bucks. Topcon number 7, another focusing screen there. Who knows how much it's worth? I'll look it up later. And there we go. That's one I actually haven't seen before. That is a Topcon accessory shoe, but it's the one that slides with a finder. Pretty cool. Probably not worth a ton if I had to guess. I'd say probably 30 bucks. 25, 30, somewhere in there. Always gotta check carefully for brand names. This one does not have one on it, but it was in that tote, so you just never know. It could be Topcon. Usually, if I even get to focus, I don't know what's with the focus of this thing. It focuses on what it wants to focus on. Usually Topcon would be around, on the plastic, around that screw metal piece right there. But nothing on this one. Just a generic flash bracket. Back in the tote. And here you go. That's funny that I was talking about UV top core before. There's a piece. UV top core, 53mm f2 lens. Worth practically nothing. There's the Topcon stuff that goes for a lot less. So you can see the build quality is a lot cheaper than the real high-end nice lenses. Ooh, that could be an interesting focusing screen, depending on how desirable it is. That says aerial spot on it, meaning that this was for aerial photography with your Topcon. That could be worth some pretty good money. That could be the $100 bill. We'll have to see. Just looking at this mess of cables, one of these is worth big money, and the rest are worth some money, but not as much. Guess which piece it is? If I can actually get to focus, it's that piece right there with the coiled metal, and it also goes down to this piece here. That is for a Nikon pistol grip, and those are very hard to come by. Like, oftentimes you'll find the pistol grip, and you will not find the quick release post and the shutter release cable. I bet that's like 40 or 50 bucks, if not more. And I think that's going to be about it. Pretty much last but least, until I get into those lenses over there, which I probably won't do in this batch, unless I really need some money, which I don't think I will. Topcon Exact Amount body cap. Those are pretty hard to come by, and there one is. And actually, you know what? I thought that was it, but here's another Topcon piece. Let's open it up. And there we have it, a mint condition Topcon waist level finder. I'm actually not sure what that's worth, but there it is. Minimum $50, I'd say. A little bit of background on my pricing on the Topcon stuff. Every time I give out an estimate, it's going to be my listing number. It's not necessarily going to sell for that. I feel like I put a little disclaimer in there because somebody's going to say, oh, I saw where they sell for 30 bucks or whatever. But we've done a lot of Topcon stuff, and I am pretty confident in my ability to price it. This stuff sells. This stuff is very desirable. We tend to get market or above on Topcon stuff. That is really nice, really cool. We don't find a lot of it. I'm pretty excited to get this stuff listed. So there it is. Let's get it pictured and then up and listed. Well, you win some, you lose some, and sometimes you get a cool keychain out of it. Unfortunately, the Hasselblad 200FE keychain is not as it seems. They must have given these out at like Photokina and some other events in Germany around when this camera came out, 2002, 2003, something like that. They either gave them out or sold them. Either way, the market seems fairly flooded. This is completed listings, and I can find none sold. Surprisingly, though, if you actually go to the United States site versus the Europe site, there are a few sold. That was a 500 CM, unfortunately, though. It's not 203 FE or whatever this is. 500 CM, and I don't know, they go all the way down from there. All in all, I don't think the 203 FE keychain is going to be a real desirable one. That's going to be a keeper. That'll be cool to hang on my wall, whatever. I thought it was cool when I picked it up. So, that's how it works. That's how it goes sometimes. Let's stick to the rare accessories and not buy Hasselblad keychains, I guess. Okay, so going through this stuff here, this is what I was saying about how some stuff you just don't know until you look it up. There it is, Nikon CA2, some sort of filter things there. And without the actual wallet, sold for $79 plus shipping. So it's over $42 by now, but I may be more at that kind of price range. I'll have to check. I'm pretty sure these are new old stock, and that is a deal. Of course, I'm dropping it. On the other hand, let's see here, the Topcon meter light. This one is mint and also new old stock, so I'm still going to price it pretty high, but they are selling around the $40 range, 40 to 60. So, probably no more than like 130 or something, 100, 130, somewhere in there. So that's nothing super crazy, but pretty cool nonetheless. T4 camera adapter, gonna price it up. Again, probably not worth any more than 50, like I said earlier. So that's other stuff, still looking up. I guess I should look at this Nikon piece next. But just about done, kind of testing, cleaning all this stuff here, and about ready to get to picturing. Okay, so to figure out which individual piece here is what, and how to sell it all together, or apart, or whatever, assume all together. But anyway, this is a Nikon Field Scope Adapter. That's what the FSA stands for. Connects your digital camera or film camera to a field scope, a Nikon field scope. They do make those, so I guess that's what it is. Have to see what it's worth. No idea yet. Okay, the post-supper listing push is a go. And as you can see, there is the mess that my desk is right now. Just about ready to pick out the, I don't know, probably 25 or so items I'm going to picture to list. 8 of them being these lenses. Fully cleaned what I can on the outside there. They all have minor optical issues. And these are pretty interesting here. Let's see if just shining a flashlight on those will help at all. It kind of makes it too bright. But anyway, we have Tanaka, Tele-Tainar, Tele Astra Lens, Kamura by Sankyo Koki, Tele-Tainar, another Tanaka Tele-Tainar, another one, and a Soligor lens. All very interesting and all in that same context. Slash, in this case, I believe Nikon S-mount. As you can see on the bottom of one of these, if I can find it, it should have an N. There it is right there. So that is the Nikon version of this mount. So, very interesting to find so many of these in one place, all with minor optical issues, and all for the same mount, same type of lens. These all from the probably mid to late 40s, maybe early 50s, and probably don't go for a ton of money, but definitely worth listing. 100 bucks each, something like that. Interesting lenses to work with, for sure. Not sure if the flashlight helped or not. I have to look in post and see if that worked. But anyway, I have to add those in there. Probably the auto winder, the bellows over here for sure. They're good Topcon lens. I better get that cleaned up here. Some other Topcon accessories and whatever. Mainly just trying to make the money number. The item number shouldn't be quite as hard. I only need to list 20 or so items out of this pile. But regardless, I got to get on it. It is 7:36 p.m. T-minus 4 hours, pretty much. Okay, most of the way through the photos, and the crazy pizza life is a go. We got some pizza here for Wednesday night. That's all I've left to photo, is those 8 there, so let's get those pictured. All this stuff here is pictured. I think I went a little bit overboard, but it works. Didn't take me too long. It is 9:11 p.m. It's getting late. Time to speed up the listing. Just got all of these here photoed and edited. All ready to go. There's that Topcon lens, dark slide, other things there, lens hoods. Went pretty overzealous in the photos here. I think I probably took photos like 50 items or something. It ended up being 208 photos. But should be fine. Let's just get some bulk and some money listed. Probably focus the first hour on getting the money listed because that's going to be the most important part. And I can finish it off with some quick snappy bulk listings like these ones right here. All turned out pretty well and all looking good. Just about through them, and here's some interesting shots. As you can see, those are the optical issues I was stating in those lenses there, and I wonder if these are all stored together because a lot of them have pretty similar ones. Now, it's quite the arrangement of oddball fungus growing into there. I kind of dramatized it so you can see it in the photos. As well as... no, that's the same one, but that's not the focus shot on the next one there. It also has an off center aperture there. One of the blades is not aligned correctly. Pretty easy to fix by somebody who knows what they're doing, but otherwise kind of annoying. Okay, here's the other one here. Let's see. There's the photo. And there's another little fungus piece in there. A couple other things, but that's pretty interesting how defined those are in those couple lenses. They must have been stored together for quite a while. That's got to be like a 30-year deal right there. Here's some more one of the other lenses. And let's see. This one has some crazy spotting in it, but not really fungus. There you go. Kind of see that. I think it's the same stuff. It's just really small. And as you can see, it's all turned out pretty well. This one has a crazy rainbow separation also. So I said minor optical issues and a couple other things there. There are all the photos. Let's get them up and listed. And there you go, change over, 12 a.m. and the final listing is listed. Pretty much just head down listing in the last hour or so, and I've just basically been listing all in order, nothing super crazy. Already made the number, I knew that. Item number 44, Nikon MSD10 EN-EL3E battery grip pack holder. So that's the last one of those. Let me go check through all the different items I listed here. Had a pretty good run. And didn't list all the super high-end stuff, but I did list, like, I don't know, a lot of bulk on top of some high-end stuff. So those 8 lenses over there to get listed tomorrow, along with a few other things that I still pictured. But got the majority of those things I got pictured listed. Here are all the things I listed here, a bunch of those things there, cable, flash cables, Topcon bellows, Topcon stuff, all kinds of different stuff. Let me add that up, get on the board, and see where we're at. Well, that's quite a total right there. My total listings for today alone, $4,428. And like I said before there, 44 items. Let's go finish that up on the board and see where we're at total. Okay, well there is the second tote of items taken out of my office today. Almost full up with all that stuff that I processed through. Could definitely list a little bit more today if I'd actually be a little more focused. But got done. 122 items, $10,389 over the last 3 days. I guess it's going to end off this little vlog series for now. I'll probably get this one edited, probably get yesterday's up, and then this one up tomorrow. We'll see exactly. And I might film a vlog. I don't know. I'll probably film another couple vlogs here in the future. We'll see how that works out. But the little 3-day vlog series is over. Hope you enjoyed. Thanks for watching. Like, comment, subscribe below if you did enjoy. Stay tuned for more videos in the future. Wheeler out. Goodbye.